Okay, we're here today so I can sell you on the idea of creating professional learning communities, ones that work here at Plc Middle School. PLCs have a lot of different definitions, and in all of my readings on the topics, they're not a set definition, and people are very confused as to what makes them work and what makes them not work, and what will work one place doesn't work another. So we're looking at a specialized plan for what will work, or what I think will work, at Plc Middle School. And we're doing this, we're looking at this for my IL class, IL 614 at Jacksonville State University, and I'm working on my EDS in instructional leadership. Okay, the first thing I'm going to start with is a quote by Parker Palmer. It's from the book, The Courage to Teach, and was written in 1998. He says, "The growth of any craft depends on shared practice and honest dialogue among the people who do it. We grow by private trial and error, to be sure, but our willingness to try and fail as individuals is severely limited when we are not supported by a community that encourages such risk." I thought this was a great quote, and I thought it summed up the difference. Sometimes as a teacher, we can feel like we're on an island all by ourselves. And the nice thing about a PLC is that it can give us more of that feeling there are other people in the boats with us. We're all working toward the same goals. We're all doing the same things. We can create trust, and some of the best resources in a school is inside of the school, because those people are working with the same children that you're working with every single day. Some of them have done it year after year, so they have the experience. Some people are fresh and new, so they have the new ideas. So bringing all of those people together is what can benefit our school the most. Okay, our professional learning community goals. What we're going to look at doing is, in all of the articles that I read, it talks about best practices. And so I made up just a quick little summation of what will work best. So the first step is to provide clear structure and purpose. People have to know why they're there, what they're there for, what they need to do, and they need to have a roadmap of how to get from point A to point B. We can't just go in here and call ourselves a professional learning community, sit down, and just stare at data. That doesn't work. We need a roadmap, not only of where we're going, but how we're going to get there. The next step is we're going to address the Mobile County Public School System pacing guides. Those are what we're going to use in these meetings. We're going to sit down as a department, as an English department, as a math department, all of the core subjects, and those teachers are going to look at their pacing guides. Okay, we're going to provide support from school leaders. This will come in the form of school leaders are going to help you provide subs. School leaders are going to find those subs for you, and we all know that's not something that gets to happen anymore. We have to find our own subs. They're going to cover your classes, and they're going to make it so you can spend your day with your department learning. And not only learning, but trying to ensure that the kids are going to be learning. Okay, our next step is creating and fostering an atmosphere of trust. Now, those are just a few tiny little words, but there is a lot of work that goes into creating an atmosphere of trust among colleagues. It's not done overnight. You don't walk into a meeting and automatically, okay, we work well together, but it takes time to foster that feeling of she's got my back, I've got her back. We're working toward the same goals. We're working with the same kids, and we're all trying to get in the same place. So we're working on fostering an atmosphere of trust. Okay, and the last one is to monitor our progress and provide feedback. Okay, we're going to self-monitor. We're going to reflect on our own practices. We're going to see, once we have that roadmap, we're going to see, okay, how are we doing? How are we doing at getting from point A to point B? Are we getting there? Are we wasting our time? Are we doing the things that we need to do? How is it working? And there's a lot of value in self-reflection. I think it's one of the really underestimated tools that you can use. Looking back at yourself and your group can be very valuable. Okay, our areas of focus for what we need to do at Poolins Middle School. First, we're going to talk about the core subject areas. We're going to use those 4 areas as concentration for creating our PLCs. And like I mentioned earlier, what we're going to do, we're going to call these +1 planning days. Okay, we're going to call them +1 planning days because that is your 1 day a month. We're going to do it every Wednesday, monthly department meeting, 6 through 8. We're going to do it the first Wednesday of every month. You're going to have a day off. Not really a day off, but you're going to have a day off out of the classroom so that you can concentrate on your pacing guides. Implementation and review of the pacing guides are what you're going to spend most of your time doing. You're going to sit there. The 6th grade English teacher is going to work with the 7th grade English teacher, and they're going to work with the 8th grade English teacher. Because a lot of the pacing guides are laid out, and you're going to, okay, this is what they need to know now. This is what they need to know now. I usually say you taught 7th grade before. They got stuck here. You're going to need extra time here, or you're going to need extra time here. So the input of your colleagues is going to be very valuable in working on that pacing guide. And like I said, the monthly departmental meetings are going to be 6th through 8th grade and the first Wednesday of every month, if that works out. If that doesn't, we can always make it another day. I was just trying to choose a day that was sort of in the middle because we know how crazy Mondays are and we know how crazy Fridays are. So anywhere there in the middle. Okay, the implementation timeline. We're going to talk about working this September through April. We can always do it an extra month if we want to, or we can always start it a month early. But I'm thinking that May gets crazy, so I cut off, not doing anything in May. We're all trying to wrap everything up. And then we all know that August is the craziest month probably that we have. So we would start this in September. It's going to run from, just like our normal school days, it's going to run from 7:15 a.m. to 2:15 p.m. It's going to be led by the department heads, and it's going to be held in the Parent Conference Center. Okay, what each team member will do. What we're going to do is we're going to give everybody's going to need a copy of their pacing guide so they can look over it. They're going to develop their monthly lesson calendar. Okay, they're going to develop that. Then from there, they're going to move to their weekly lesson calendar. From there, they're going to develop their daily lesson plans. And after all of that, well, no, not after all of that's done, while all of that's being done, we're going through collaboration and suggestions from all of our colleagues. Now, there are usually only 3 to 4 of us in a department, so we're only talking 3 to 4 people. But the suggestions that those 3 or 4 people can give you can be very valuable. So we're moving from the big picture down to the small picture. And this moving to your daily lesson plans is going to take a while. So this is going to take up those months. Okay, utilizing our assessment tools. When all of this is done, what are we going to do? How are we going to know that this works? What we're going to do is we're going to evaluate our goals. We're going to evaluate our group. We're going to evaluate ourselves. And then we're going to evaluate our work. And we have separate assessment tools to do each one of these. And I think in the paper that I'm going to do, you'll see what the tools look like. But this is a lot of what I'm talking about of self-reflection and group reflection and reflection on what you've done. In summation, we're going to work towards supporting student achievement, developing common standard-based lessons, supporting our colleagues, developing common standard-based scales and assessments, fostering trust and empowerment, and self-reflection as an individual and as a group, which is just a summation of all the things that we just talked about. And I think a great way to end up this presentation is with pictures of our kids. And and reminding ourselves of why we do what we do. Because I know, just like you know, that walking these halls, it is crazy. It is crazy. So when I was doing this PowerPoint and I came across these pictures of our babies and our kids, and they look so cute in those pictures, and they look so sweet and innocent in those pictures, and I thought everything that we do, no matter how crazy our day gets, everything that we do is for this. And I think that PLCs can make our students learn better. Thank you.